Hello and welcome to the course. In this lesson, we're going to take our first look at the field of microeconomics. If you've ever wondered how individual choices shape markets, influence prices, or affect the overall economy, then microeconomics will give you insights into these fascinating questions. Let's dive in. In this lesson, we'll cover the definition of microeconomics, understanding what microeconomics is and why it's important, microeconomics vs. macroeconomics, differentiating between the two primary branches of economics. Key concepts in microeconomics, introducing basic concepts like scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a foundational understanding of what microeconomics studies and why it matters. What is microeconomics? Microeconomics is the branch of economics that focuses on the behavior and decisions of individual units like households, firms, and even governments when it comes to managing limited resources. The word micro comes from the Greek word mikros, meaning small, and here it represents the small decision makers within an economy. While microeconomics is about individual choices, these small decisions add up, creating patterns that help economists understand larger market trends. Why is microeconomics important? Microeconomics is essential because it provides insights into how various elements of the economy interact. For example, it explains why products have specific prices, how consumers make choices between goods, and how businesses decide on what, how much, and how to produce. Let's consider an example. Imagine you're deciding whether to buy a smartphone or save that money for a vacation. Microeconomics studies the factors influencing that decision, such as price, your personal preferences, and the value you place on each option. Understanding microeconomic principles allows businesses, governments, and even consumers to make informed decisions that can lead to better outcomes, increased efficiency, and overall economic well-being. Let us now compare microeconomics and macroeconomics. Economics is broadly divided into two branches, microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics, as we're studying here, looks at smaller components of the economy, individuals, households, and firms, and how they make choices. On the other hand, macroeconomics takes a big picture view, focusing on the economy as a whole. It looks at issues such as inflation, unemployment, and national economic growth. For instance, while microeconomics would study why the price of coffee varies from one shop to another, macroeconomics would examine how the overall cost of living in a country changes over time. Both fields are interconnected, but microeconomics provides the building blocks for understanding the broader economy. To understand microeconomics, we need to start with some key concepts: scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost. Let us start with scarcity. Resources are limited. Whether it's money, time, or raw materials, we don't have unlimited access to resources. This limitation forces individuals, firms, and governments to make choices. The second concept is choice. Because resources are scarce, choices have to be made about how to use them. For example, choosing how much of a budget to allocate to education, healthcare, or infrastructure is a choice that arises from scarcity. The third key concept in microeconomics is opportunity cost. Every choice has a cost, and opportunity cost is the benefit you give up by choosing one option over another. For instance, if you spend $10 on a book, the opportunity cost is what else you could have done with that $10, maybe having lunch or saving it. These three concepts form the foundation of microeconomics and will come up repeatedly as we explore topics like consumer behavior, production decisions, and market interactions. Now that we have a foundation, let's look at some real-world questions microeconomics seeks to answer. How do prices change? For instance, why does the price of concert tickets go up as the event gets closer? This is a result of supply and demand, a concept we'll study in detail. What determines business success? Microeconomics looks at factors like cost structures, market competition, and consumer preferences to understand why some businesses thrive while others struggle. How do consumers decide what to buy? Microeconomics helps us understand how people prioritize needs and wants, often making complex decisions based on limited resources. These are just a few examples of how microeconomics applies to real-life decisions. To wrap up, let's review what we've covered. Microeconomics focuses on the individual actors within an economy and their decision-making processes. It revolves around three key concepts: scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost. These individual choices, though seemingly small, have significant impacts on markets and the economy as a whole. Understanding these basics will set the stage for everything else we'll study in this course. In our next lesson, we'll explore why studying microeconomics is valuable and how it can be applied to various aspects of life, business, and policy. Thank you for joining this first lesson on what is microeconomics. If you're ready, let's move on to the next lecture, where we'll explore the importance of studying microeconomics.